Corner, and there's no stopping it. NaVi coming into this in great form. Really like what we got to see from them on Mirage, and that's a very comfortable map for NiP. I've got some real worries here heading into this one for the NiP boys. NaVi definitely favorites in the series now. This pistol round off to a rip-roaring start. They've got a lot of bodies out in middle. 3 strong here. They've spotted the donut play. They know about one of these guys. Are they ready for the door? Beretta's up close. A stray bullet gonna catch Bit in the background. And Electronic and Perfecto fall shortly after. It's all Beretta's across the field right now for NiP. Great start to this pistol. And that trade, getting away from MPL, the chance to try and play back into the 2v5. Gets away from him, and now things get real awkward.
Config pushing in pistols. Yanko, not a fan yet, but this is quite nice. It's a goofy pistol round with 4 kills or 3 off the dual Berettas, and Head Trick will fire back to find MPL. Simple. I'll give him my due consideration, but 1v5, NiP flanking right behind. Don't know if there's a world, a way, or even a will. Simple. Oh, the knife was coming. You could feel it, but Head Trick wants to end that round, and NiP take it flawless.
That's important for NiP, and we talked about it a little bit on the desk. I felt NiP was a little bit rigid, you know, that there was a little bit of overthinking, respecting NaVi, just a tiny amount too much. You know, just play a little bit more loose. Don't overthink everything. You know, if you have a read, if a player has a play that he wants to make, let him do so. Obviously, that doesn't mean I'm feeling it in a 4v2. I'm going to push this. Don't do that. But just a little less hesitation from them.
Oh, no hesitation for NaVi. They get turned into mincemeat.
Yeah, and now this is going to be a lineup for Head Trick. Love that for him. Just like knocking down dominoes. Once the first one's gone, it gets nice and easy. And so NiP 2-0 up. They stick the landing on the conversion. All the makings of a nice start to the CT side right now. I'm kind of curious, right? Because I feel like at the RMRs, something interesting that happened obviously was a lot of the non-partner teams, a lot of the T2 teams that people were looking at, obviously upsetting things early on. And I think for a lot of the favorites coming into that event, there was this idea that, like, oh, maybe we played with too much respect, like, you know, giving away too much room. A few of the folks I spoke to there had sentiments like that. I almost wonder if we're going to see slightly looser rounds where folks try and make plays as a result of the RMRs. This is a wild fight over in middle, isn't it?
I mean, this is the perfect event to play a little looser, right? Because, you know, it's just come off the back of both these teams having qualified to the major. That's obviously a big goal moving forward as the next event in the calendar. And so before that, this is a fantastic time to warm up, to test some maps as well for some teams, and you know, also not show everything they've got in their pocket, right? Unless they really need to pull it out. FaZe back in those last chance RMR games, they were pulling out some crazy nades.
I think they pulled out everything they had.
They really did.
You know, like
they were not saving strats.
You're not saving anything when it comes to the major. So here it's not like you had time to add new things, but I think the problem stems. Well, we'll get into that during an eco round, but you see Aleksib again. This is it. This is the information play. He has not only a smoke, but also an incendiary to throw behind it, and that's what allows NiP to lean more heavily towards mid.
Don't get pre-fired on your peek in, though. Timing is everything. It might be out of your hand, but right now that he hears the util, that drop is perfectly timed. He doesn't wait for it. Molly behind, as you said, and the bomb runs through. It couldn't have got better for Aleksib Beast.
Yeah, lovely B-hold, man. He was the solo anchor here. Buys time with the smoke and molly drop. Everyone else can start to move around, and the fact that the bomb gets away from NaVi means that this round is written off. It is over, and so NiP find a third. They win out this first rifle round.
And that brings a smile to your face, doesn't it, Yanko? Even the molly drop as well.
This is Counter-Strike porn for me, really, to be honest. It's just he completely nailed it. He plays it perfectly right. It's there for the team. You can see what it means for the team. And then he just wins the round with those 2 pieces of util, like with the incendiary behind. NaVi understands they need to commit, right? That's the only way they can win the round. And they also understand once they don't get that first kill, the best call is to save.
Especially that bomb drop as well. I mean, I wonder if that's not the bomb, if that round plays any differently, if NaVi recommit late.
But I will tell, to go back to your point in the tier 2, tier 3 teams, is NiP better than Into the Breach? Yes.
More proven, yeah.
But NiP only plays tier 1 teams and doesn't get as many wins. So they're not playing with as much confidence as they should. So I think we'll see more and more teams play some of these online tier 2, tier 3 tournaments just to like run through them and win it, not because of prestige or money or anything, but just to sort of feel better and feel good and see the difference between, you know, there's a massive difference between playing NaVi or Fury or Fnatic and playing your Viperio or OneWin or, you know, Into the Breach, for example, and these teams, Gamer Legion, right? So you need to know how to play against these teams and you need to be comfortable playing that way.
We've had great evidence of that. I think Nine, who are also at this event, are a fantastic example. A team that have put in so much work online in these last few months. Yeah, they've come through and they've just brought they've got the reps in, right? So they bring that to a tier 1 event and they don't play scared. They play exactly how they've been playing, with full confidence, full faith. Right now, NaVi are getting cut apart again. Rez with 2. He's going to have to back up here. That bomb is loose. NaVi are going wide for the trade. They'll find it. One more man in Donut. Config with the crucial kill to stop this round from getting out of control. And now it's all up to Simple. Can he grab back this round? No. Brollan will swing and NiP will win. Right now, flowing like butter. Melted on the CT side.
And you know what usually would happen to NiP right about now? Like, everything's going great, they're winning, like they're not even losing that many players. It's only Rez who died 3 times. No one else even died on the team, right? When we see a timeout from Blade, he understands the importance of this round. It's like, now is the time where NiP would lose to like a half buy, you know, or to a hero AK or something like that.
Mirage.
You know, we see it with some of these teams where I don't want to say they get complacent, but their focus drops just a little bit, right? Because of the advantage, and then you lose a round that you're not supposed to. It turns the game on its head immediately.
I remember that quote from Huxi in the G2 versus Aurora game. G2 was 6-0 down on CT Nuke.
Yeah.
They win a round. Huxi turns around and goes, guys, they think they've won already. And that's G2 suddenly a fire lit beneath them. They win out the half. They pull a massive comeback. And obviously that works especially when you are the best team in the world facing an underdog that maybe is going to get cocky at 6-0. And I don't think NiP are in that same position.
You're talking about the Kerrigan confetti.
Yes, there we go. Remind us why we're here. Evidence of the past. So can NiP keep their head in the game, or will they crumble after an early lead? NaVi attempt to make that so. They take that mid-control late. Lots of smokes used on either side to get this space. So Aleksib's spamming through the cave wall as well. Got to be careful on those reloads. He doesn't have a supported player with him. NaVi don't know that. Orp is all the way back in Donut as well.
I mean, you know, Yanko, you kind of said this is like the point where the NiP worry is that they end up losing to a low econ round. This very much fits the bill, right? It's a lot of firepower concentrated on a few players. All the util is on Bits back.
It's strange that NaVi full bot here. I mean, you can see that there's a couple of AKs, so you can see why they do it, but also there's UMP and 2 Galils, and NiP isn't really in reset territory, you know, so perhaps they had a call that they believe will work. Perhaps they were anticipating some aggression from NiP after the timeout and were just waiting to stifle that, get an early advantage, but you can see NiP with that mid-round call to clear middle. They're getting a lot of good information here. Hattrick has all nades still, but not really in a position to use them.
Oh, the timing of this, and that's awkward. AK would have won it. Rez will live to fight another day, and NaVi are crawling out B.
Config also made it past before Rez even had to take that fight, so he's fast flanking the cave. This should be a done round on position alone for NiP. No way to clutch this out if you're Perfecto. That is a flawless retake to find a 5th. And man, like, you know, that was very, very well done in the mid round. As you say, that aggression up through mid, clears out all the control. And like, you know, even if the side fights hadn't have been so clean, you still had Config right there in cave, ready to backstab.
And that's where the problem comes in with this buy, that it's low and the lack of utility. Like, absolutely Electronic understands after the call from MPL what NiP is doing and that they can take B, right? And that they have B, but they don't have any smokes or Molotovs to, you know, get rid of some of these angles. Like, they still have to just peek them and fight them. which isn't really beneficial. Would have liked to have had just the smoke. You plant the bomb, then you have the post plant, the 4v5. You can make something happen with a little bit of luck, some good timings on the peaks, some team play.
These KDs are still kind of crazy for NiP. They've got 3 players, 5-0-0.
I mean,
NaVi
NaVi
3-0-0.
NaVi has 3 kills in 5 rounds.
Yeah, it's not
1
even
on
close.
simple and 2 on perfecto.
Dear, oh dear.
When do we start sounding the alarm bells? You know, when do we start kind of freaking out?
Not yet.
About the, because you know,
I'm already freaking out.
Okay,
I've been freaking
You're
out
already
since
there?
game 1. Yeah.
All right. NaVi, can they course correct, or is this going to be NiP really running away with the CT side? There's a lot going on in middle bit. Trying to find this gap, can't adjust in time to get the trade to config, and that molly is going to burn out simple. So they trade evenly over in mid. That jump's been heard. Brollan knows there's another man in these mid smokes.
1G police here, that's not a 1G. Yes, he ran into the molly, but just to clear up middle completely.
Worth it.
Yeah, keep it a 3-on-3. The best spot Na'Vi have had all game. There's more aggression. He walks backwards into middle, and MPL is still there. Patience pays off. Orb down B, big kill for Headtrick, and that bomb was just getting there as well. It's now got to run back around the world. MPL upgrades his gun. 2-on-2 now. They can recommit to B. Headtrick's having to check his flank timing as well, because mid has been an open chasm. This is going to give NaVi potentially the plant. They should announce this. But actually, I say that. Yeah, contact up ramp, look for the trade.
There's too much randomness here, right? Like, and what's the most important thing in my mind in this situation is just be decisive.
Yeah.
Like, make a call. Headtrick can be there or cannot be there. You know, you don't know that unless you play them a lot of times and you know how he likes to think, that he always likes to reposition.
It's done exactly that. He's got a big flank, and yeah, Na'Vi take long. They molly cave. They guarantee this bomb plant. It's not for the long position, really, but it should be fine either way. We've got this flank from the AWPer, trading off onto a rifle now. NiP split up. And Aleksib in a very difficult position to find value from with that smoke down.
This is a hard retake.
Gonna try and creep around the smoke over at long, and they get the spot on Perfecto here. They know about him. That molly gonna force him into swinging. Aleksib, but he nails the shot, and that's gonna signal the save for NiP just getting out. Headtrick can go back and retrieve that AWP on his journey, and so he will look to cycle it out of the round. NaVi with their first in round number 6. They finally break this 5-round streak that NiP were on, and they do it nicely, right? That was always going to be a pretty tricky retake. You were worlds apart. A lot of it hinged on either Headtrick forcing a fight, which he did with the molly, but then Aleksib had to be there to get that kill, and the moment he doesn't, you know, the world kind of crumbles down around NiP. But it's just one round, one step in the right direction for NaVi, and this is a marathon, not a sprint, so it's still a long road before they recover this first half.
Yeah, well, NiP's slippery fingers drop the ball here. Or can they build back in immediately with a reset? That's one way to start. Electronic getting spammed. Probably gets another mag out for good measure, and we still have this AWP starting position that NaVi have not seen all game. They find out the hard way. Headtrick finding a 5-on-3. The jump is danger. But NaVi make it out okay. Brollan can't spam anymore with 8 bullets. So he gets a safe position for the reload. I like this double setup. He's going to go on his head. They're both going to crouch here together. Or rather, his teammate goes back to watch the ramp. But this is fine. It's still an off angle that should field Brollan another 1-for-1. Oh, there's a team flash over B. Almost gets him dead. Brollan's going to hop out of there. Simple can't trade. 2-on-5. NaVi getting wrecked right now.
NiP have even supplemented the B site with a third man moving over. They've got a fast rotate on Headtrick, and they've got the bomb drop, the double doors. The doors are closed on this round, man. It might be simple left up in it, but 1v5, and he's boxed in. He's surrounded, dead at the first swing. Config reacts immediately. And so NiP quick to get back on the horse as it bucks them off in that last round. They're maintaining this lead. They're not letting NaVi grind away back into it. And it's how decisive a lot of these rounds have been. That's the scary part. And there wasn't really a moment here where it felt like NaVi had a chance.
NiP are making plays though. They're super proactive, right? They're taking mid a lot with double players, or they're leaving Hedrick to solo it with the AWP. They're pushing down ramp in mid rounds. They've been climbing up ledge. NiP are not sitting back and waiting for NaVi. And on a map that's gotten more and more T-sided because of these spawn changes and the amount of more room that Ts can get, it's great to see how much mid control NiP have had when they want it. NaVi's only way in has been late taking mid with flashes. So again, they take it from the ledge. Electronic, yet to frag, goes all the way up and over from B. But NaVi, well, they want that B site. They need to get the util out first. Most gone. And Hedrick too far away to throw any of his. NaVi could run and execute right now, and it's up to gunfights alone. Electronic needs to get something from this position. He's the only AK in the round.
On this smoke fade, he wants to try and swing it now. Is he ready for the second man in this bait and switch?
Oh,
Brollan, ugly on the swing, and Electronic going to serve up 2 kills over in the cave. That's now guns to be retrieved as well. NaVi won't move around and grab them just yet. They're lobbing all this util up the ramp side. So only one of these guns retrieved. Electronic in with a third. This AK is really delivering for NaVi, and they get that trade onto Rez in the site, who tries to make a bit of a play through the long smoke with a flash from Hedrick. Electronic, he's taken these first 7 rounds personally, man. He really wants to go hunting and remove this AWP from play. Hedrick is aware. Oh, but that doesn't make dealing with him any easier. And so it's a big round from the captain. 4 kills on a hero gun. And he offers up a second round for NaVi.
Yeah, it couldn't be more valuable. It hasn't done a thing all game and just wins it single-handedly, hunts the AWP, and then drops it to Simple. So the best round you could imagine for Electronic.
Great round from him. I want to see what... I think this is a good round for NiP to do something aggressive with the AWP towards A main, because Hedrick has been in donut a couple of times. Like, a good adjustment from NaVi would be to do just an A execute, because A is weak outside of donut. But they just keep... They go for the mid fight again.
And they keep winning it. Oh! That tag, that leg. Simple styling, but he doesn't know.
Yeah, the way, you know, NiP is approaching the CT side, that's sort of the Fury A hit that they have, the execute would be really powerful. And NaVi is now going for it as a mid-round adjustment.
They finished the job.
Yeah, Simple learns about his tag as the nade finds config, but NiP have already got bodies. Ooh, here, Electronic, another multi-kill round from the man at the helm of NaVi, trying to bring them back into this one. Into the 3v3 as now they move up. They don't have a way to cut out the donut player, and that's a bit of a problem here. They're searching for these fights over towards spawn, but NiP have pushed up and are now playing close, tucked in. Perfecto seems aware of this as a possibility. But this is going to be awkward for NaVi to even get the ball rolling. It kind of hinges on NiP giving them a kill, and Hedrick has done that with a swing out from spawn. There's the reaction from Brollan as he tries to trade, and he feeds NaVi. Another kill, one that they desperately needed. Suddenly that route to the bomb plant has been opened up. Rez back in donut. He was like the problem piece that they've been paranoid about this whole damn time. This is exposed.
Bomb has been planted. Ooh.
So Rez, in with a chance, lands a bit of damage on a Simple, has him boxed in behind the site, but isn't going to get given a gunfight here to actually propel him into the clutch attempt. He goes hunting back, looking for a red flank, and Perfecto was there.
NaVi almost screw the pooch because they missed their donut smoke, right? That's what causes them to stop in the 3-on-3. And it seemed like NiP had the perfect setup. Brollan's holding Hedrick's flank. He's AWPing the line to big box. But because NaVi is standing still due to their missed smoke, Hedrick starts to doubt it. He goes back, carrying the temple flank, and sure, he was open, but no, he's carrying CT. Like, I don't know why they decided to move. Brollan had that full cover. His angle was perfect.
And what's that? It's overthinking.
Yeah,
it's
the doubt.
The doubt tries creeping in again.
I get checking like temple there, because NaVi could have walked through and were flanking Hedrick, and Brollan can't actually cover that angle. But checking red, man, Brollan's crouched on the wide angle. Hedrick literally can't die, so that seems like a massive overthink for NiP.
You know what vibe I'm getting from Electronic? You know, like when you play, for example, when I play Face It sometimes with Nico, and, you know, like he's playing to have a little bit of fun or whatnot, you know, maybe we start losing and then he gets pissed. And he's like, I don't want to lose to some scrubs, you know, I don't want to lose to whoever, really. And then he starts playing a little bit more seriously and then just starts owning people. I think that was what just happened with Electronic.
He went
I think he got sick of just losing and kind of playing a little bit slow. He's like, hey, I got this. I'm taking matters into my own hands.
Yeah, it's the classic calm of, okay, we win now. Like,
0-7 to 7-7 for Electronic.
We tried having fun. Let's just win.
Fun is cancelled, but winning's back on the menu, boys.
What's more fun than winning? That's what I say.
No, I do. That's a pretty sound, that is kind of what it feels like's happened here.
I know what Harry would say.
Nothing.
One digging people.
Yeah.
Well, that's a prerequisite to winning.
What, landing a nice dig? Yeah, dude. Mate,
Yeah.
I do. No. Sorry, I'm like, this whole casting thing, it's new to me, man. I do like the assessment there, man. Electronic, he's just kind of, gone try hard over the last few rounds, we'll say.
What a nerd.
Yeah, keeps multi-killing as well, keeps being that guy to offer up and create the space for NaVi. And it just brings them back on side, right? Kind of gives them more to fight for in this game, as now they are pulling away back into it.
And I mean, you were absolutely right. NiP was winning and winning convincingly. Yeah. But look how quickly the game can turn around, right? Like, it's not even, yes, the rounds for NaVi have been somewhat decisive, somewhat convincing, but still it's just, after you win 2, 3, 4 rounds in NaVi's case so far, it's going to be a different NiP that you're playing. The money situation isn't as great, their buys aren't as great, like you're the one who has the advantage, and all of a sudden their selection of plays shrinks, that they can call.
And this is where is this, Janko, when you start doubting yourself, you start losing a little bit of faith? What's happened? We had this game, it's closing up now.
Well, I'm hoping this is where DGL is telling them, listen, let's just, either you call something for them, or you just say, hey, just trust yourselves, don't doubt, let's keep it simple. Whatever it is, if we start default and want to make a play in the mid-round, just do it, right? Just call something, let's do it, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but at least we're doing things properly.
Man, I hope we can get a shot of Hedrick's hand grip later, man. I've never seen a grip like that, how he was just holding his mouse. That was madness. But he can work it with that AWP. So let's see what he's got in another crucial round for NiP to stop this game from spiraling out of control. Was once 5-0, was once 6-1. But NaVi now with a bit of a statement. Simple looks for the B pick. Hedrick from Donut finds Bit. He's been winning those fights without a doubt on this CT side. Perfecto's up in the B site though. Smokes it down. It's given NaVi a lot of room.
Yeah, Perfecto just tucked in. Hiding at the back of the site. Simple delivers another kill to NaVi. There's a few fights here that are just on timers that are going to happen eventually, because both Config and Perfecto are tucked in different hidey holes. Config trying to make a move and push in. Will thread the needle for one. Doesn't learn about Perfecto, who's still hanging out.
No way.
Still just waiting. He could get this trade. He could, but he's going to do it on his own time. Oh, buddy.
Calculated.
It's a weird way for this one to go. Rez responds, and Hedrick there. Trick the Gripper as he finds that double.
What are you waiting for, Perfecto? Like, if you're not going to peek there to trade, like, what's the big next level play? And he only had, what, 7 to 8 bullets in the M4?
Yeah.
That was strange, to say the least. And yeah, somehow NiP bounces back in that round.
Oh, even a little techie for NiP as well.
But you could see, like, from NaVi, they're basically going for a contact play with the op. And the utility starts coming over slowly to just bait a peek from someone, And then as they're not having any contact, well, then just they add some more utility and take the side. So it's a very good kind of on-the-fly, step-by-step, seeing how it goes, what happens. And I don't know if NaVi is also a little bit surprised that Hedrick could just keep going donut most of the rounds, right? Like time and time again. Maybe they're expecting him to go somewhere else. Like that's the worst possible fight for Bit.
They're taking different angles to try and get him. Like, Bit got tucked deep in that cubby, but yeah, the NaVi have yet to win that fight out middle.
I felt like it was like a prerequisite if you were looking at AWP on NaVi Jr. to be prepared to AWP donut on this map, like, because that was Monacy's whole bread and butter as well, and that's something that you even see carried over into G2.
Here it is. Here's that grip.
So he's got, hang on.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's like the ring finger and the little
on the
pinky on the side.
Yeah. Dude, my hand hurts.
How does that feel? Janko's testing it out right now. How's that feeling?
That's strange, man. Like, for me, but I'm a boomer, so
Nah, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
it's a bit of a claw grip.
Yeah, it's like two-finger claw. It's like a what dinosaur is that? Is that a Velociraptor? The
Yeah.
2 fingers?
Pterodactyl.
Definitely not. They have a few claws.
That is one of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, they have
though.
claws.
What's the one with the long neck?
Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus?
Yeah, yeah. An impromptu, like, kind of dinosaur test. I like that.
Yeah.
What's the one with all the spikes, Hugo?
Stegosaurus?
No, Triceratops, man. Come
Oh.
on now. Right, let's go. Here we are, NiP. Something about dinosaurs to bring it all back together. And here we
Formation.
are.
What? No way!
Spams the smoke.
Oh.
Luckily enough, Brollan's there to get the trade.
Just another fossil now.
Yeah. Good one. 50 million years later, though, NaVi will get out middle.
And the dinosaurs are gone. NaVi! They're going to run back through spawn and group up over towards the B site, looking for the B site hit.
That's what you often find at the B site.
All right, man. We're meant to be on the same team, but here we
are,
are.
yeah.
NiP. They've got Hedrick looking down the ramp with this AWP. He's looking for an aggro peek, and a few times we've seen him attempt this. He's actually gotten away with it more often than not. You don't want it to emerge as a problem right now. With only one fight coming in from this direction, it's a good line to have the AWP on. Brollan back at cave, waits with util. The shadow gives Hedrick a bit of an advantage in that engagement. Simple dead. They learn about the AWP. They're going to try and pressure him, but Hedrick up close, needed some combat AWPing out of the man there. They line up for Brollan, but he only takes one out of the round with him. It's going to come down to a 2v2 retake of this B site.
Big entries. We've had this retake before, though. Very similar setup, except both coming from CT. We'll see if Rez actually even joins on this one. They're mollied out. He's going to flash configing. Double long right now, and they just take a random swing. The timing is perfect. NaVi bury NiP down in the dirt, and in a few million years, they'll be turned into oil. That's all I've got. 5 rounds, though. NaVi
Well, it was
killed
way
it.
better than my joke.
No, I think yours is pretty good.
Mine was like the illusion of a joke, but it wasn't one. So I think, you guys are both stuck the
I think we all tried this round. I think that's what is important. As for NaVi as well, who, are still waking up more and more every round. 7-5, trying to win the half, and they're poised to do so. NiP are on an eco now. I love this with Perfecto. He hears the bullets go out, he hears the spam, he knows that mag is low, and he just goes, screw it, I'm jumping through. The risk you take with that play is it's a bait, and there's 2 players there, and they're waiting for that move.
Wow, NiP is actually forcing into this one.
Around the AWP. Hedrick's been solid, but he's not really going for openers. Oh, how does he win that?
Well, nice to see Config returning to form the mid-push, and now Aleksib's 5-7. Missed shot from the AWP, and Perfecto struggling to hold on. It's going to fall onto MPL in the clutch. 1v2, now rolled out ahead of him. Flash to Hedrick, gets him to fire off a shot, but Rez can calm that no one's come through the double doors, and he might have even heard some footsteps on the run back through spawn, so already starting the lean back in a donut.
MPL was hoping he's close mid. He ran towards A and then walked back. But Rez hasn't heard this much. And at this point, yeah, even info you may or may not have, you're throwing it all away and you're committing to your angles. This AWP is still on B. MPL, I like the routing. He's pulled Rez all the way off the B site, and now he's got room to take cave. Hedrick back in CT. Has the low call been made? And if it has, that could leave NiP in trouble, because MPL is not a shot from death. The AWP comes back out. No, it doesn't. MPL has his chance again against a former teammate on the B bomb site, but the USP tags him. Bomb plant will be allowed. He fakes it.
Now you're thinking, like, surely he's low.
Yeah, surely.
He must be low. One more bullet. And so he's still playing with the USP. MPL's got a chance at the plant here. There is the backstab from Rez. The MP9, good spot for it with the backstab, and he's going to nail the timing. MPL caught crossing, and so that 1v2 attempt is denied. Config, the real hero of the round, pushing up through mid, dealing with 3 NaVi players as he went on his merry way. and allowing that crunch to happen on the lane just blindsides Na'Vi.
A return to form for NiP, an aggressive round. They were doing this early, right? They were making all the moves. They were taking mid-control. They were mid-round walking down ramp. They don't look scared. And, hey, you come in with a very dangerous force buy that will give Na'Vi the half if you lose it. But instead, they just take everything there. And they close out the 2-on-1 with relative ease. 8-5, and Na'Vi buy back.
Config had a triple kill in that round, but the first one was the most important one. If Bit gets a kill on him there, the crunch doesn't work the same way, and now he's probably able to trade much better, win that round, and yeah, probably just win the half off of that. But still, the pressure is on. 2 rounds left. I think whoever wins this one wins the last one too, looking at the economy. And Na'Vi again sees that NiP isn't really switching things up all that much, and an A hit through main could work wonders.
Donut smoke, will it land?
Yeah, they've got to nail it this time, right? Because NiP is set up with 2 back in Donut. And that was what hamstrung Na'Vi in the previous A play, but this time the smoke falls perfectly. They do lock out that Donut AWP. Electronic is just holding W and collecting kills. Deals with Aleksib in the head-to-head. Rez full blind in the smoke. They've got him boxed in and they will deal with him eventually. Great spot for Na'Vi to be in here. Taking Red away so decisively to open up the round is really hamstrung NiP and going for this retake. And so they should just look to save these guns with their money on the line. You know, you said it, you thought whoever wins this one, wins this round on the back of the money, looks to take 2 at the end of the half. So NiP are going to try and give themselves the best possible chance in round 15 by holding on to the 2 M4s and this AWP.
Gotta get that save though. Even fighting for exits here is honestly not worth it. Brollan's gonna get the smoke down. They're gonna go through that though. Na'Vi have less to lose than NiP do, and every kill is worth its weight in gold here. So it's not a perfect save, but it's one that NiP will have to work with. Hey, they win the half at the end of the day on the CT side against Na'Vi on one of their, I would say, more home maps, one that they pick a lot and have great T-sides on. And a map that's getting more T-sided, so I think that NiP are really in this.
Yeah, the one thing that scares me though, right, is like the NiP T-sides are the ones that can sometimes struggle the most, and I think Na'Vi have shown to be proficient on either side of the coin here, so, you know, I think for NiP, you're kind of left with this feeling of it could have been so much more, right? Like this half could have been so much more with how it started.
Yeah, when you say they won the half, it sounds good, but then you say they were also up 6-1, and it might end 8-7, and all of a sudden, they won the half, but they're on the back foot in terms of the momentum, and this is Navi's pick. Sure, it's a little bit of a T-sided map lately, but, you know, if you're Na'Vi, you can pull off a strong CT side without a doubt.
I think Bit's giving us that classic run smoke out of spawn. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, Imperial and Mongols on map 3. That run smoke, he lined it up off spawn. Let's see how it lands. Dude, I don't even know how you're calculating that. Where are you throwing that?
Dude, I've watched the videos that break it down as well, and it still doesn't make it any clearer, I swear. Right, here we are. Rez opens up the round with 1. Brollan's 5-7 is chomping at the bit for someone to come through this smoke. Simple's made it out in middle in the meantime, tucked in behind the boxes. They don't have this info, but not in a position yet where they need to retake mid. They want to try and check for any Na'Vi players here. Now, the mid re-aggression is something NiP have done a couple of times, and Simple knows he's in a powerful spot right now. Can just play off Bit's contact. Caught with util. Unfortunate timing on the molly pull, but this is where Simple is meant to reclaim these. Uh-oh! That's the bomb away from Na'Vi, and a very ugly way for this round to fall apart. Perfecto left up in it alone, but getting pushed. NiP clamped down upon him for 9 at the end of this first half.
position as well. Fallen not going for the deepest of deep angles, but no one's got any control of mid or connector or shorts here for Imperial. It's a very unusual setup from them, and they are really relying on Fallen, but how could you not with how he's been playing? But again, the short position has been compromised. 37 seconds left on the clock, and with the places Mongols have picked and not seen anything, where will they choose to go? Fallen will surely be heard hopping out. Oh, that's awkward for Bartek. Fallen on short now. He scopes, so they know he's there, but this is a bait. But Fallen has to start wondering what's happening as well. He has no cover from connector. Down he goes between a rock and a hard place as Bartek can try to cut off the rotation, but there is somebody immediately below him, and he shows too much arse. Brazilian butt lift will be punishing. 3-on-3 now as Imperial consider going for the retake. That smoke may make life harder, that frag certainly so, and that is the end of the round for Imperial.
Man, when the Mongols win these rounds, they look like they're just tactically outplaying Imperial. Strategically, I'd say, just all across the map. That's a really cool idea from the Mongols in this round. Selling that fake towards A so late. Fallen even ends up leaving B apartments. It was always going to be awkward there for Imperial because they had very little utility left. So Fallen couldn't really like drop a smoke and play safe on B. He basically had to, you know, just rely on his AWP. And, well, he didn't even get to fire it. He got flanked. This was the kill from Azteca, easy as they come. And then once he got that AWP, perfect weapon to cut off that rotation. What a call from the Mongols.
That timing was perfect as well. They obviously heard his scope in on short, and Azteca waited for his teammates to throw the Molotov in apartments to take Fallen's attention back in that direction to peek out as well. Great use of information there. Now the players top mid should, if they were fast enough, have heard that smoke be Molotov in the window. They should know it's not safe out there. Look at that spray. Really nice work. You could argue he deserved more. You could see Bolts like, well, I guess I'll play from here then. With my 17 HP. And Imperial have favoured aggressive.
Ninjas in playoffs? That's the question being posed here on map 2 of Ancient, as NaVi, while they sit up in this series, NiP win out the CT side and they look good while doing it. 9 rounds to the 6 of NaVi, but this is a home map for the NaVi squad for a reason. We'll see if they can pull things back as we head into their defensive side of Ancient. Double Julies coming out for NaVi. NiP made them work on their pistol round. How will NaVi fare?
Double dualies. Become real meta, man. Everyone loves the dual Beretta, so let's see who does it better to open up this second half. Perfecto taking a jiggle to look down the ramp side, getting teed up with a flashbang. They maybe want to come through with a bit of aggression here, and Simple is the man at the forefront of it. While this is happening, though, Cave's been taken. And so even though there's this prospect of the ramp fight, Cave is the real object of NiP's desires. They're looking to move in on the back of that flash, skirting out of danger. The long player will survive. Perfecto lives to fight another day, and he even takes Config out of the round. Man advantage for NaVi, but that bomb plant will come through. NiP gonna win this in the 3v4 post plant.
There's no kit right now, but that smoke is big. They need to isolate Brollan ASAP. He's trying to force a kill, swing out. Electronic, the 1v1 taken. They're all coming in from the long side. Brollan will get overwhelmed. Through the smoke goes Head Trick. It's desperate for NiP, but they have nothing else to do. NaVi will pick it up on the pistol and try and close this gap.
And now we'll see what the call is from NiP. Do they force and try to take control of the economy immediately, or do they just take the one eco, make sure everyone has an AK, have full nades? It's a big decision to make.
Yeah, one thing that was nice to watch on NiP's T side of Mirage, even though it ended with 5 rounds, was it felt like we had a lot of players who could attempt openers. Aleksib was making moves, Config in Connector was being very active, and even Brollan to a degree was up in the front. So I hope we see more of that here in this T side for NiP. Config 5-1 on openers, obviously a lot of mid taking on CT side, did very well for him. But let's see who's going to be the guy cracking heads in this T side. Brollan's got the AK, but it's Bit with a big gun.
Dude, he's like gyrating with excitement here. Look at this. Look at how the shotguns move. Oh, wait. I only see that on my screen. Never mind.
I see that.
Yeah.
He's
All
shaking
right.
around.
Giving a little shimmy. Waiting to see if someone gives him a fight here. And the XM loves these fights. This is the place for it. Oh, he's smoked off main. He's trapped you in.
Oh.
Rez gets out.
How?
Okay, you're lucky to still be alive, Rez. Won't get this foothold in main, but where they do get control is over in mid and Donut. So still have a bit of a staging platform to try and get into the A site.
Ooh, I don't know about this. I mean, it's one of the options, but taking a range fight to the site might leave you lacking. Simple's able to pivot between both positions and config in his lurk role. Right up red. Not going to go yet. Brollan needs his entry. Simple offers it up, but then he takes it away. AK now getting traded over one by one. They will look to use this gun. There's config getting activated. Great timing for it. Now they need to do right by his entry. Hedrick will get his vengeance onto Simple, and config goes strong for one more. Ooh. His shotgun's going to get avoided, though. NiP don't like the noise.
NaVi know what's up, though. They're already rotating over, and with everyone so low on NiP, they're not even in the site yet, and NaVi have already arrived. This one can quickly get away from you. You're in the final few seconds, the dying lights of this round, and the bomb caught crossing. That should decide it. Bit doesn't need to take a fight, doesn't need to take this fight, and he doesn't want to. I like that he just lets that one skirt away.
That's sad, because if he fired, he definitely would have killed him there. And that would have been the AK gone. But yeah, he's making the right call.
You really you don't want the XM to do like 8 damage at that range, and he turns around and one-taps you in a round that he can't win. So he just plays it as safe as possible.
I agree. But I don't like that call. I mean, I understand Bit is alive. He was on A with the shotgun. You know he's there. But also you know that Electronic was towards B. So in that situation, I'm always go with the devil you know.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know he's there. Just trade him, because you're going into the unknown. Like, a player could be anywhere, and you could see even both of them were in time towards B. So that's just a poor mid-round call, I feel, from NiP. You know, just trade the kill and play the post plan. Sure, Bit could kill everyone, but that's difficult for him to do.
Oh dear, config. They know. They know. And they wait for him to swing out as well in the Molotov. Boost. On the boost. Hedrick has an angle to long. Did they see something?
I think they might have, because MPL immediately tugged. Oh, Hedrick still going to catch Electronic, who went in swinging to go and deal with that boost up. MPL helps hold the line, and Perfecto controls the spray on the A4 for a double. This force back from NiP. Looking to fall on deaf ears. Aleksib, clean deeg to open up. Any more from this man?
El Capitan with the Capiplan.
Good flashbang. There's that late swing out from long. The buddy system employed by Perfecto and MPL in the B site hold. And that ties this game up. NiP coming through with the investment, though. This is the round that we've really got to pay attention to. Going to be that eye test of how this T side fares in the rifle-on-rifle rounds.
Yeah, big round from Perfecto as well with 4 kills. And Simple's even getting that AWP. The shotgun still remains. They tried to cycle it out, but Bit didn't get there in time to grab a gun. So
rifle on rifle, that's my favorite type of action, Harry. You see an early mid-fight.
Aleksib leads the charge. What a way to find the openers. Straight out with the flashes, ready to meet NaVi in the middle. And Perfecto now looking for these trades, playing around the red smoke, but mid is a scary place to find yourself when you don't have the info. One man already gets past in the donut. Perfecto might never have anything offered up. Simple's AWP gonna have to do the heavy lifting.
Abort
in
mission.
Defense to the A site. You've seen that AWP, and that's gonna put the fear in you a little bit here.
Yeah, they already lean back over to B. MPL has cave, but right now the ramp is an unknown quantity. The Perfecto will have to take up. They're even gambling with Simple. NaVi are making the perfect read in this round, and MPL wins his 1v1. He hangs around for more. Brollan gives him a go, and will take him out. 3 on 2. That's going to tempt you in, but look who lies in wait. Will Aleksib be able to call this bomb backwards? Will they get that info? Oh, Hedrick doubting it. Aleksib starting to make a move, and that bomb needs to leave. Simple realizes But it's too late. NiP have the site. I also really like that mid take for NiP in this round. You see NaVi get pretty desperate and try and play two players behind the instant smokes on Donut and Red, and they like flash out. But Aleksi's running up, staring into the wall. Perfect, essentially anti-flash on an entry. And so NaVi pop through. They get a bit of a team blind in there, and Aleksi, full vision, just sprays down both. So a really nice round from him. And he even takes a space to win the round. So 10-9. NiP do it with the guns.
Important round for them to win. We'll see. NaVi probably going to force with the AK and the AWP still in play.
They must have heard that flash coming.
I mean, that was just a great spray transfer for him as well, pretty quickly. Not enough time for trying to even react. And we saw him have a couple of good entries on Mirage too, you know, on the T side. So feels comfortable in that role with a good spawn. Why not take advantage of it?
It's really hard for CTs to win that mid fight, right? Like you've got Dunk, Util very efficiently.
Well, dude, that's like one of the things that's so wild though, is that like throughout this game, it feels like NiP have just been the masters of middle. Like even in the first half when you had like Config, he would just kind of beeline for that like spot at the back of mid, playing around the double smokes that were out, you know, employed a mixture of by NiP and the NaVi smoking Molotovs. So, you know, they had a lot of ideas for how to go about getting this mid control. I think it's given them a huge leg up in this game. Even this round, going back to it, they don't like what they see with ledge shots coming in, so they decide to just taper off for the mid control for now. A lot of this might just be a waiting game for NiP. They're feeling like they're going to get fed here, and NaVi will oblige them. Oh, hang on, Brollan. They're both injured. They're both low. Brollan's the man to win that out. In the meantime, Electronic has gone to town on this mid play. Aleksib and Config, two of the players who like to make these opening moves for NiP, lost to the wayside.
Can't believe he doesn't fire.
RV Electronic. Now they take ledge back, and they've got this control staring down the lane for the B play. A lot of info thanks to this ground that NaVi have taken.
But they don't know if NiP are already in or not. Look at Perfecto's angle. He's like re-clearing CT. They're scared that NiP might actually be in the bomb site already, but they are nowhere near. Brollan holding the wrong side of the doorway as Electronic takes a very powerful position. The shadow gives him everything he needs to work with, and now he's ready. Perfecto needs to take some space. Electronic holds his shot, looking for what could be an ace in this round. Oh, Simple fires a little too high. Electronic will make it work. 4 kills deep, and the captain will stand up with an ace here, it seems like. Simple steals it away. Of course, I had to curse, but NaVi are just happy to win the round. Electronic dropped his gun. He saved nothing.
That's not good.
It's not ideal, Yanko. It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. I feel like Simple had to take the last one to feel better about that missed shot. But yeah, hugely important kills from Electronic. I mean, away from all the action, he just got 2 entries on mid at the start of all of that. Interesting to see NiP, you know, no timeout really. So either they're pretty set on what they want to do. They want to keep the pressure on NaVi, like try to get that reset. That will give them a lot of momentum.
It's a very close game right now.
NaVi's getting good reads though, you know, like they see here, ooh, that's a big fight for Brollan to win. Like they had 2 guys towards A, and that's where the attack is coming. But that 1 kill, see how it moves the defenders. It moves Simple with the AWP. So this is actually looking great for NiP.
It was set up for A anyway, and now they're going to confirm it with that double push. They have a lot of room right now. And NaVi making a gamble, who have at least made it a 4-on-4, can attempt this round. They blocked the donut smoke by accident.
Their own smoke.
That's super awkward. It's not open. It's not a position to worry about, but it is open. Flash the spawn up in front is bit, saves his AWP's life.
Oh no, this gets really awkward now.
Look at this
the
spot.
AWP on the cross.
What?
They don't know. Rez! That one's free!
What?
And they do have to worry about this non-smoked donut, but they're winning all these other fights on the wrap round. Electronic moving in. Won't be offered anything here. Tap on the bomb, trying to bait a peek. 1 man back in main, 1 in the temple. Electronic trying to get things done on his own. Simple here to lend a helping hand.
Big.
Smoke, but Simple's the man with the kit. Simple still going hunting with this AWP. Gonna hopefully get on the bomb. It's Electronic to stick it. They trade that out. Simple's now finally on the defuse. Aleksib running out of ammo and he's run down. Electronic with a big round, the hat trick. 3 in this one, 4 in the last. That's 7 kills from Electronic across the last 2 rounds to make this happen. Sitting top of the board for NaVi.
Dude, there was almost no room for error in that retake, and Simple's missing like 3 shots on the AWP, and he's still going to be able to get that stick on 20 health.
Dude, and for Config, it's like a weird feel-bad round because he caught a NiP smoke, blocking the donut smoke, then runs in a spawn, ends up offering that first kill on the retake.
And that's after NaVi got dragged off of A because of Brollan finding an entry onto MPL. Simple's laughing through that one. He has no idea how they win that round.
I mean, you need to win that round if you're NiP. You can't afford to lose that. I think DJL is aware of it. That's why the timeout comes in immediately. And the more I watch NiP, the more I feel like they have some, I don't want to say serious, but they have some communication issues, right? Like we've seen a couple of these 3v3s where, remember the one from the first half where Patrick is turning and watching the flank on mid, towards CT a little bit too early. Like it seems that they're not really aware properly of what's open and what the timings are for different areas of the map.
Ooh, cheeky Config. Very cheeky. I like the move, and Electronic could not see it coming.
Dude, that's such a scalp to find as well. Like the fact that it's, Electronic's just been huge across the last few rounds. He is like the driving force behind NaVi right now. Simple, couple of misses at the end of the last round. He's had his laugh though. What? Okay, that one looked dead on. Looked like it was going to be 3 for Simple. Instead, it's just the double, but that's enough to put the fear in NiP.
Yeah.
Sends them away from the A site.
What's scarier, the bark or the bite of the AWP? It terrifies NiP. Shotgun snipers, they want nothing to do with it.
I think the bullet is the most scary part about it.
Takes 2. Perfecto tangoing, top mid, perfect spray. No matter which M4 you give him, he makes it work. As Bit closes the round in middle, NaVi are streaking right now.
Yeah, we're starting to hit that point in the game where it is, like the rug's being pulled out from underneath NiP. NaVi starting to chain these rounds together. Couple of flash in the power rounds in there for NiP, but that's leaving the money in a bit of a weird way in the kind of long term of this game. They've got a partial investment now versus a NaVi that are picking up steam on the CT side. And it's NiP the ones bearing the pressure heading into this map, right? They're the ones 0-1 down in the series. Fast out middle again. This has been a nice way for them to get involved, but the nade finds one, and Bit,
Bit's FOV in this game is non-existent, man. He's like walking past players and not even realizing. Rez in Temple, now that. Electronic, he can jump on this box right now. It's easily done over the top of the one-way, and he's going to get an easy kill as well. Rez hits a deke, but these nades, they are brutal right now. Bludgeoning NiP as Simple is there to close. NaVi find 13 to 10. Dude, Bit needs to play 16/9 at this point.
One of the things that's nice though, right, is that like Simple had that round with Electronic where like he missed a couple of sitters, and I think like usually they would be the rounds where like we would cut back to the NaVi player cams and he might look like a little frustrated, right? And then you kind of have like a Simple that's really trying to force fights and make plays as he tries to build back in. But I don't know, man, the vibes seem immaculate. He's like laughing, he's got full faith in Electronic in those moments. And now he's on a bit of a path to recovery over these last few rounds because it has been a bit of a rough go at it for Simple here. But now, like with him finding form and Electronic and Perfecto having held down the fort throughout the entirety of this game up until this point, I think it just adds so much to NaVi to be worried about. Simple's getting mobile with the AWP, even moving away from these A site holds this time over towards the B side of the map, and that is where NiP are looking to set up. Oh, he goes through with the backstab, and even though Config trades it out, there is a third man. There's a third set of hands here. Simple on the ramp side with the AWP.
Surprised by that one.
That one is a bit of a head scratcher. They didn't have Cave the whole time.
No, I mean, Config got that kill from really close to Cave, so could have expected him to be there, but Simple caught by surprise, thinks they're rotating away, and that's left Bit in a clutch. He's got a kit, but Don't know if he wants to even give it a go. I like the opener for NaVi. I thought it looked perfect, right? Having Simple set his team up with the smoke on the door, flash. Hedrick plays a really nice anti-angle in that tiny cubby halfway up lane. And then MPL is he's a fly in the ointment. He's the one going late through the second smoke. Backstabs too, sure gets traded. But then, in my mind, that's Simple set up, right? He's in the 1v2 on the B-bomb site. They're running him down, but he just knifes out, runs away. So either maybe other info is being given, or he just reads the rotate wrong. You know, Config gets a kill. He presses that W key. Simple finds out the hard way. 13-11. NiP may have saved their bacon with that one.
Also, you could see how the first kill from Hedrick onto Perfect, it was a split second before the smoke bloomed, right? So he couldn't really cause much commotion or get a kill even. So we'll see now. The problem for NiP was couldn't win consecutive rounds on the T side, and they can't let this one slip. They're already behind, like even though T side and whatnot, but NaVi is playing really good. They're going to buy here, I think, without a doubt. Simple has enough for an AWP. But if they do end up losing, they have to equal. So this round would count for 2 for NiP if they could end up winning it. Blade understands that, giving a little bit of a brief to his team. We'll see what the answer is. Like, you know, Simple this round he opened towards B with the support nades. Before that he found the success a couple of times on A. So we'll see where his instinct sends him now. Back to A.
Mid take for bit, attempted. So you've got bouncing flashes in case NiPs spill out, and they will. Great flash for Rez. Config's going to get, again, that mid-entry, and he's been a nuisance both halves in this map.
Yeah, it's kind of wild for Bit. You know, he's having a kind of rough go at this this map, but I feel like he keeps getting caught off guard by this pace in mid, and like the first few times it's forgivable. Bit and MPL both having kind of weird matches here, or a weird map rather. They feed NiP these openers, and one by one the peaks come in. This is like really loose from NaVi. There wasn't really a lot of support behind a lot of these pushes, and NiP will take those sorts of fights every chance they can. Leave Simple in the 1v5. He's still over here, kind of teasing us with the idea that he wants to attempt this round, but there's no way he should.
I don't think this is what Blade had in mind.
No, this was not.
During that timeout, I don't think this is how he envisioned this round going, being in a 1v5, 20 seconds in. But now he needs to figure out how they are going to approach mid, right? Like either they need to throw more resources in it, or just give it at the beginning, right? And maneuver in the mid round. Try to take some other real estate perhaps early on.
Oh,
it's not looking good for Imperial.
Are they going home, Yanko?
Well, they're just sticking around, I guess. You know.
Damn, dude. The last second replacement, of course, for VP.
I had faith in them. I feel like there's just been too many unfortunate losses in important moments where the project probably is going to, you know, I think they're going to be making some changes, and then having to come to this tournament last minute is just kind of... There's not much left in the tank.
It was back at Rio here for the major where Fallen even said after their elimination, yeah, this is my last year of pro player and I'm sticking around. I'm doing right by the people I promised I would, but at the same time, it didn't seem like there was longevity on the project, or at least not for him as an individual. So, picks the bottom of the boost out from underneath him. Simple had to move, he was blind. And Perfecto dies attempting to be his hero. And so, yeah, already Simple's one chance to find an opening kill has pushed him back. He's going to try and take a more aggressive angle so he can get more shots off in the round.
So this round still something can happen for NaVi with the op on Simple, but NiP doing a good job of just being passive, waiting for the aggression.
That was a lovely flick hit by Hedrick. It takes one of the dome, but like once you've learned about this, once you figure out the AWPs here, NiP can look to slow this down a little.
He's out
even look to change their mind, right? They figure out where that AWP is, but now they hear the rotates back to A. I wonder if they might just recommit to B, yeah. NPL's found a gap, found a gun, found an AK, and given a chance to NaVi, even lives to tell the tale. Config's come all the way up through the red room. There's no way you know about this, that he's right hot on your heels, so Nipple's going to back up into him.
Oh, no.
Ooh, this is so wild. He's holding for it. Config is right there, but swings out with the kill, and that is B opened up. The red carpet rolled out by Config.
That's unreal that Config wins that fight, because yeah, sure, Nipple's not ready for him close. He's holding deep red, but at the same time, Config, he could call for a flash. It's coming up ramp. Hedrick has one, and he heard NPL in that corner. He just swings out and eviscerates him. Config's having a fantastic series right now.
I want to see what the call is for NiP, like what Aleksib decides to do in the next round, right? Because what's been going on, so what's the story of this half? NiP has been winning the mid fight. Early, late, whatever, like they've been doing a great job of taking mid control. So you need to expect NaVi is going to do something about it, right? So what is your call to anticipate that and to be one step ahead? Is it an A rush or a faster A play if you think they're going to fight for mid? Or is it something where you're just using a little bit of utility on mid to bait out a lot more from NaVi and just put yourself in a better situation in the mid/late round?
I think we have seen so much more of a vocal Simple as well in this series. I've seen him on the camera all the time, constantly talking. And, you know, sometimes you see him in these really close games when NaVi are losing silly rounds that he can go quiet. And, you know, you wonder where his head's at, but he seems a lot more involved in the cooling there. NaVi, they go for this mid-fight, Yanko. They have numbers. The flashes are still a big problem. It's Rez alone, though. He's not trying to force a kill. And as that smoke comes in, Electronic spams him on the bloom. NaVi win mid, and they reset quickly as NiP group outside B.
NPL, good spot to try to go 1-for-1 with the Famous. There's that first. Nice. Brollan trades, but he even lands another dink in the killing blow. So Brollan now low, head trick up through ramp. 2 players right there, and he's seeing a bit of shoulder. So he knows that something waits for him in the site. Well, angle held on the pixel gap in a cave, but they've dodged his contact for the most part, and Simple is the man to swing out with his AWP and get involved. Here's the reply for NaVi. Head trick, 1v4, out onto the AK. Picks up some util, turns around for the fast flank, and is going to catch Electronic, but at what cost? He's now low on health, and the nade rains in over the top from Simple to knock Head trick out and put a stop to that clutch. NaVi, whenever NiP were willing to try and tie things up, even back on Mirage, they would always find that round to just keep the lead under their belts. And they're doing it here again on Ancient. Putting a stop to that streak that NiP embarked upon, finally cooking up some answers. And it took Electronic, the kind of safety man, to get involved in middle for that to happen.
Yeah, sure, there were more numbers mid, but it's not like much really changed on that mid swing for NaVi. The only difference was NiP didn't take it. They had Rez holding passive and he loses his fight. This is more like what we've seen. Config going for the late flash play out, and there it is again. It's worked every single time they trade it immediately. NaVi don't let this round spill out of control off that opening kill. But that's, I mean, that's, nothing's changed there for Config. He's again set up by Rez 10 seconds late and pops out mid for the entry kill. Beating Electronic, the top performer on NaVi right now. They're just happy it's still even. Double cave setup. Simple on the AWP here. Not seen this angle taken. Is that molly deep enough? It might not be. Simple refaces inside of the flames, and he gets put very low. In fact, finished by the nade. His won't land. It's just been nade trade right now. The flank is good, but Aleksib just looks away, and he jumps the gun. Everyone is nervous right now. What's going on? They're out A. Bomb come back, but it's going up the ramp. So much room.
Right, with Rez so deep, basically he just can't die. That's the one thing that can't happen. And the dink, but not the death out of bit. That keeps the A play open. They are going to start to move players around our NaVi, looking for this kill. NiP, the bomb is still a ways out. And Rez, with that jump, could have given a kill over.
Crikey.
As mentioned, he just can't afford to go down. NaVi know he's alone and that this bomb isn't with him yet, so they're going to try and play ahead. of that package moving in. Flash to set up Perfecto, but it's just the one kill. MPL here. Here's that plant coming in. Knows right now a 1v1 is open. Takes the head off Aleksib and follows up. Besting head trick in the head-to-head. These two ex-NaVi junior players clash, and it's MPL coming up with the round. Big one for him. Big round for MPL. He's struggled on this map so far. He was sat there alongside Bit, bottom of the board for NaVi, but when it really mattered, he offers up 3 swing kills to find 15. Match and series point now with NaVi.
And these are exactly the type of rounds where NiP feels just slightly disconnected, right? That the communication isn't flowing properly. Like, they're not on the same page here. When you see that smoke from the CTs, you need to know he's going to come through. So the name of the game at that point is just, hey, we need to kill them. Like, they're going to come. We need to keep kind of forget about planting the bomb, right? As long as there's still time in the round. It felt like they had time, and you know, they're losing all these rounds where they're just have a good advantage. They're supposed to close it out.
I don't know how he wins that, considering he stepped in that molly for 1 tick, and that info is paramount for NiP.
Also, you need to... Hetrick should plant with the AWP, because if he's covering and he misses one shot, like both of you are dead. This way, Aleksib, he can maneuver a bit better with the AK while the AWP is planting.
He had the bomb. He traded it back to Aleksib in the spawn when they were running a rotate. Great grenade for NaVi early. Look at the space they've taken on A as well. But Hetrick wins a crucial opening kill. Battered by the util, but responds well to MPL.
Dude, it's kind of sick how across this series, Hetrick has been willing to throw himself into these very early fights, right? Trying to make plays with the AWP.
4-0 in opening duels in this map alone. Not the most common. I think there's been questions on AWPers under Aleksib in the past, right? Even if you just look at like m0NESY and G2 when he was there, and then the uptick m0NESY had after in-game leaders changed. Questions of keeping his AWPers too passive on T sides. We've seen recent form from Hetrick look great. That's a nice wait for Config. He gets delivered a kill.
Config just keeps collecting free kills over in mid. Now, there is this main push from Bit, who is one of the other struggling voices within NaVi. He needs to offer up a multi-kill. That's the bomb. And Bit swings and smites them down with 3 from bottom of the board. He's hit a home run here for NaVi. The bomb now away from them. And Bit has masterminded this round, looking to take it over the line. Hetrick might be all the way through the B site, but that's no use to NiP without this bomb. Config is trying to retrieve it, but it's not going to happen. And Perfecto holding for the wraparound. NaVi take it 16-13, 2-0. Playoffs guaranteed for NaVi now. And with one more BO3 still to play, it's whether or not they're going to semis or quarters, and they're happy with a playoff berth locked in.